I'm not on a cell phone. This is my house line. My cell phone doesn't work up here, so that doesn't work.
Oh, what a blessing to live in a place like that. Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? Just wait till you send me an email or something?
Yeah. What's your email?
It's DR like doctor, BJON as in Nancy, D as in David, at Cruisers, like Santa Cruz. So it's CRUZERS.com.
Dr. BJOND.
At cruisers.com.
Okay. A link and a password is coming to a Zoom meeting in progress.
Okay, just give me something to click on. I'll be right there.
Yeah, I think it's in the email. So.
Okay. It's sent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It says one new one. Oh, it's from you. And there's a Zoom thingy there, and I'm clicking on it right now. Connecting. Enter meeting passcode. It says enter meeting passcode.
Yeah, you got that crazy passcode. It is capital G6, small D like dog.
Capital G as in George.
George 6, small D like dog, small K like king, capital B like Bruce, and then 1.
Okay. I typed it in. I sure hope I can't see what I typed, but there. I think it's happening. Oh, it's me on Zoom. Join with video.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I'll hang up this call.
Okay, hang up.
Hey.
All right. I hate scary starts.
Incredible. Yeah, it's my fault. I'm sorry, but I think the invite was so long ago, and they had to upgrade my Zoom account or something. But we're here.
We are here, and I am honored to be with you. I see you have many podcasts with many authors.
None I've anticipated and look forward to at this level. Your book changed my life so long ago, and I think about it all the time. And I think we gotta jump right into it. And I'd love to hear you kind of bring people up to speed when you hear this crazy idea that 95% of the time we're operating from the subconscious, and it's programming that we received in childhood. How can this possibly be when we're so woke and mindful, and every day we think is a new day and a new personality coming out? So I'd love to hear you go into your life's work, those amazing experiences you had with the Petri dishes back in the old days, and how we got to this point.
So you're going to put some intro on, and we'll just start right now?
Yeah, for sure. Bruce is on, people. He is ready to roll.
Okay. Brad, thank you so very much for letting me be on this program. I see you have a very wide audience of people who are looking for self-empowerment, and I believe we have some really wonderful information to help them along that path. And a really understanding comes from the fact is, are we creating this life that we're living, or have we been programmed to create this life we are living? And the surprise, we've all been programmed. And it's interesting because the programming and the reason for this program is very important. I'll tell you why. A brain is a computer. It's the most fabulous computer we've ever experienced. And I go, well, so what? And I go, but it has the same kinds of components that a silicon-based computer has right now. And I say, so why is that relevant? And I say, let's give a story. And I say, you buy a brand new computer. In the old days, before the programs were included, you buy a brand new computer. It's brand new. You come home, you push start, it boots up, screen's lit. And now I say, do something, write an essay, make a drawing, do something. And the first thing is, no, I can't do anything. I say, you got a brand new computer. And the point about it is, first you have to put programs into a computer before you can access the keyboard, which is where you put information into the computer. So I say, well, this is exactly relevant for all of us in the sense that in the last trimester of pregnancy, the fetus's brain boots up. Man, the screen is on. I go, so what? And I say, the child or fetus at this point can't use any of the computer capacity because because there's no program to provide for that. Okay, and I say, what do you mean no program? I say, well, you got to put something in the computer so you can use it. So it boots up last trimester of pregnancy, and I say, then what? The brain is then operating at a very low vibration. I said, what do you mean vibration? I go, we would put wires on a person's head and read their consciousness, their brain function, okay? And the relevance about that is that there's an electrical vibration. That's what they read, EEG, electroencephalograph. It's all vibrations. I go, but the vibrations have different powers, meaning, you know, how much amplification. And I go, a child from the last trimester of pregnancy through age 7 is primarily operating on a vibrational frequency called theta. And I go, so why is that relevant? I say, theta is below consciousness. That vibration is not consciousness. Theta is below consciousness. And I go, so why should we be in theta for all that time? And the answer is this. Theta, let me give you the character of it. Theta character is simply this, imagination. And I go, what do you mean? I say, well, kids, you know, they're riding a broom, and it's like, to the kid riding the broom, it's not a broom. The kid riding the broom, that is actually a horse. Really, to the kid's mind, imagination. I'm on a horse. Mother says, give me the broom. Kid's like, what? What are you talking about? It's a horse. Or the tea party where they pour nothing into a cup, they drink it and they go, oh, that was the best tea I ever had. Character of theta, mixing imagination in real life. But the more important functional character of theta is that it's hypnosis. And I say, why is that relevant? Because I said, a child's brain in hypnosis is the equivalent of a video recorder, a camera. Everything it sees gets downloaded. It's in hypnosis. It's just like download. I go, so why is this relevant? And the answer is critical, and that is, how many rules does it take to become a functional member of a family or to be a functional member of a community? I mean, thousands of rules. You know, for example, how a father talks to his own child is not how the father talks to the neighbor's child. It's not how the father talks to the wife. It's not how the father talks to the neighbor's wife. It's not how the father talks to the policeman. All of a sudden you say, oh my God, there's so many different behaviors that it's impossible for an infant to acquire these in any way, such as reading or watching a video or anything like that. No, an infant is in a state of hypnosis. It observes the mother's behavior, the father's behavior, the siblings, and community. I go, so what? Well, it's downloading how these behaviors work to integrate family and community. And so those are programs of behavior. And I go, so why is this relevant? Well, the first thing is very important. The conscious mind is not working at this time. It hasn't developed. I go, so why is that important? I go, there's no filters of the programs that are coming in. A child gets all the different programs, good programs, bad programs, and the relevance about that is very clear. Is this, is that a child is now being downloaded with behavioral programs, and I go, yeah, and here's a fact. It's unfortunate. About 60% of those programs are disempowering, self-sabotaging, and limiting beliefs. And I said, the child's brain's not filtering. It's got good programs, it's got bad programs. I say, but by age 7, now the conscious vibration alpha is starting to work. That's a higher vibration. Now they're in consciousness. That's the point where you can type on the keyboard, put your information into the computer. I go, great. So now I have basic programs, how to be a kid in the family, how to be a part of the community, and now I can behave, okay? And I go, well, this is great because now you can control, you're the computer programmer at this time. I go, so why is that relevant? I go, as long as the conscious mind is paying attention to the outside world. I go, what do you mean? I say, consider the body as a vehicle and there's a steering wheel. And I say, the conscious mind is different than the subconscious mind. We say the mind. I say, no, there are two minds, different functions and different ways of learning. That's where the problem comes from. I said, okay, let's back up now. The subconscious mind has been programmed for the first 7 years by observing the behaviors of others, okay? After age 7, conscious mind can grab the wheel. And I say, what's the difference? The subconscious mind is habits, okay? The conscious mind is creative, imagination. I go, so why is it relevant? I say, Brad, tell me what you want from your life. Tell me exactly what you would love to have. Whatever you generate in that consciousness is coming from the conscious mind, the creative mind, the imagination mind. I go, why? Oh, I want to be healthy. I want to have a great job. I want to have a great relationship. I say, that's creative thinking. Okay. And I go, this is great. That's what conscious mind separates us from the lower animals. Not only we have imagination, but once you have imagination, you can drive toward that imagination and manifest it. Now, there's only one problem. And that problem is this: the conscious mind can think as well, not just imagine, see the world and drive the vehicle, but it can think. I say, here's the critical point. I say, what's important? When the conscious mind is paying attention, it's looking out the eyes and observing the world. It's like looking out the windshield and driving toward whatever destination. But thinking is an inside job. A thought is not out here. A thought is in here. So when the conscious mind is thinking, it lets go of the wheel. Why? Because it's now inside. It's not looking out the window anymore. It's inside seeking thoughts. I go, so why is it relevant? I go, well, what if you're driving a car, and this is real life, and you all of a sudden start thinking? I go, well, the moment you start thinking, the conscious mind's not looking out the window anymore. I go, oh my God, we're in trouble. I go, no, the subconscious mind, which knows how to drive the car because you programmed it, is autopilot. Subconscious autopilot. When you are thinking with conscious mind, subconscious mind grabs the wheel. Now the problem is this: the subconscious mind has been programmed with all kinds of behaviors, how to relate to each other, how to do things in the world. You got all that downloaded. Okay. So I say, fine, I'm thinking. Subconscious mind sits in, grabs the wheel and drives the car. And I go, it knows how to drive the car better than I do because it's been a program. It's a habit. And I go, okay, but now here comes the problem. I go, what's that? And I go, the subconscious mind is in charge 95% of the day. And I go, why so much? I go, that's the amount of time we are thinking. So conscious mind is not looking out the window anymore. Conscious mind, 95% of the day, thoughts. What am I doing? Where am I going? What's going to happen? What do I want? These thoughts go on and on and on. I go, well, there's an important point. Conscious mind is thinking 95% of the day. Then the consequence is the life that's being active, the active life is now 95% from subconscious. I go, yeah, but those are other people's programs. I downloaded my father, my mother. These aren't my programs. So my wishes and desires are not necessarily involved in the program that I got. And I say 95% of the day we are driving our body using the autopilot subconscious, which has been programmed by others. I go, so, oh yeah, but if I had a bad behavior, I'd notice that. And I go, no, you won't. I say, why not? Because the conscious mind is thinking. It's not looking out at the behavior at any time when it's thinking. It's always looking in. Whatever the behavior is, that's just automatic, unconscious, subconscious, just playing. I go, so why is it relevant? So the story that is the most profound, it's the same old story I've been saying for 40 years. I haven't found a better one, Brad, but here it is. You have a friend, you know your friend's behavior very well, and you happen to know your friend's parent. And one day you see your friend has the same behavior as their parent, that excites you. You want to tell your friend, you go, hey, Bill, you're just like your dad. Back away from Bill. The first thing, I know what Bill's going to say. The first thing Bill's going to say, how can you compare me to my dad? I'm nothing like my dad. And most everybody's had that experience. And I go, well, here's the profound point of that story. Everybody else can see that Bill behaves like his dad. The only one who doesn't see it is Bill. And I go, so why is that relevant? I go, because when Bill is thinking, he's not observing any behavior that's coming out, but the behavior is automatic. Everybody else can see the behavior. The only one who can't see it is Bill. Now, Brad, comes the big message for our audience. We are all Bill. Every one of us, every day is doing exactly what Bill's story is. Every day we're playing 95% of programs we acquired from other people. 60% of those programs, disempowering, self-sabotaging, limiting beliefs. I go, so 95% of the day you're sabotaging your life. I go, absolutely. And do you see it? I go, Bill doesn't see it. You don't see it. You only see the result. So in the morning you wake up, creative mind. Today I'm going to get healthy. Today I'm going to get the best job. I'm going to find a relationship. And then you go out to work. You come home at 5 o'clock and go, didn't happen today. Didn't happen. And here's the problem. Because you woke up with the great wishes, you come home with nothing. Guess what the consequence of thinking is? Those people are interfering with my life. This person did this and that person did this. And it's like, I'm a victim. I go, nope. All day long, you were shooting yourself in the foot. And now you're standing there with a smoking gun in your hand saying, who did that? And the reality was, all day long, like Bill, you were playing behaviors that could sabotage anything you wanted in this life if the programs don't support it. And I say, well, when did these programs come in? For 7 years of life, but they actually started in the last trimester of pregnancy. So experiences that your mother and father had are experiences that are turned into emotions and chemistry inside the body. You feel things, anger, love, whatever, you feel these things. Well, that's chemistry. I go, so what? I said, the fetus is living because the mother's blood is going into the placenta and nourishing the fetus. I go, yeah, nutrition in mother's blood. I go, yeah, but in addition to nutrition, all the emotional chemicals, the hormones, the growth factors, and everything the mother is experiencing in her life is now also going into the fetus. If the mother's upset, the fetus is upset. But the mother might know why she's upset. The fetus only has the chemistry. It's upset. It's not working right. Okay. And I go, so why is it relevant? Because when patterns are played by the mother, the fetus after the third trimester can remember pattern. If an event happens once, the fetus doesn't make any sense. But if there's a repetition of a pattern, the brain is recording that repetition. And so that repetition now is becoming a habit inside because it's being recorded. And I go, so what does all this mean? I say, we've all been programmed. We're all like Bill. We're playing programs all day. We have great wishes and desires of the conscious mind. In Brad's world, I want to be healthy. I want to be strong. I want to be vital. I go, that's great conscious wishes. Does your subconscious program support that? And I go, how do you know what the programs are? Why? You were being programmed in utero in the last trimester. You were programmed a whole year from 0 to 1. Do you remember what the program is? No? Okay. Do you know what the program was for another whole year from 1 to 2? No, you don't. Why? Consciousness wasn't working. So that's why whatever programs were coming in, we have no idea what the hell the programs are. Now comes the resolution, my dear friend Brad. I say, what is it? I say, 95% of our life is coming from the program. Your life is a printout of your program. I go, what does that mean? I go, simple. Look at your life right now and recognize this. The things that you like that come into your life, well, they come in because you have a program to allow those things to come in. But, and this is the important one, and this is where your work is so important, Brad, for people. The idea is this. If you look at your life right now and I say, what is it you want, but you're not getting it? What is it you're struggling over? What is it you're working hard? I'm going to overcome. I'm working. I'm putting a lot of effort into this. I'm going to make it happen. I go, why are you working so hard? And here comes the beautiful answer. Because that destination that you are trying to acquire is not supported by your program. And you are putting effort in to override a program that's working 95% of the day. And I go, here's mathematical little problem to that. And I go, the subconscious mind is 1 million times more powerful a computer than the conscious mind. I go, why is that relevant? I say, now mathematically. I go, what? Your life is 5% of the day from a small computer and 95% of the day from a computer that's 1 million times larger, and it's working without you knowing it. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, my life has been shaped in that first 7 years of programming. And if I didn't have, teachers that I was observing that answered my wishes and desires, then I have no program to support those wishes and desires because it wasn't in the download. And so the idea is this: now we have to look at our life and go, what is it I want? And I go, well, what are you going to do about it? I say, you have to make a new habit.
Hmm.
I go, what do you mean? The subconscious mind is just a habit mind. The subconscious mind is the hard drive in a computer. I go, why is that relevant? I say, oh, the subconscious mind is evil. I go, the subconscious mind hard drive. It can't be evil. The programs that you downloaded, now they could be evil, but you also have some great programs. I'll give you an example of one. When did you learn how to walk? Oh, before you were 2. Guess what? You could be 102 and still be walking. Why? The subconscious is a habit mind. It's got programs in there. Habits, you ready? Don't want to change. If habits change, then they're not habits anymore, are they?
Hmm.
And so the subconscious mind with habits, programs downloaded, does not want to change the habit, because then it wouldn't be a habit. Okay. So all of a sudden I say, oh my goodness, well, then we have a problem here. And I say, I got a mind that's got programs in it, but it doesn't want to change. Oh, I said, does that mean I'm a victim for the rest of my life or what? And I go, absolutely not. If you understand how to push the record button on that computer. I go, what does that mean? I say, how did you get habits? Because if you want to put a new habit in, you have to use the mechanism by which you get habits. I say, so how did I get these habits? I go, in the first 7 years, when you were downloading, because the brain was operating in theta, not even consciousness, it wasn't even that high a vibration. Theta is hypnosis.
Hmm.
And I said, well, what's theta? I said, well, if we look at the vibrations, we start out just like we were asleep, just like an infant, and we have the same pattern. I go, what? I say, when you're sleeping, you're at the lowest vibration of the brain. It's just like idling, just running. I say that's called delta. But just before you awaken, the vibration shoots up to a higher vibe. That's theta. I go, oh, theta. It's called twilight reverie. It's like an imagination just before you wake up. And I go, then what? I say, then, like the child, the next level is alpha, you're awake. And then what? It gets even to a higher vibration. You're going to work now. That's a higher vibration. That's called beta. And there's even a higher vibration called gamma, which is peak performance. This is where, like an athlete, let's say in a tennis match, when you're out on that court and you're ready to play, you're above beta, which is active working vibration for consciousness. You're higher, you're gamma. When a pilot is flying a plane, he's in beta. But when the pilot is about to land the plane, it jumps up to a higher peak performance vibration called gamma. Okay. So I say, okay, so lowest delta, then we went to theta, which is imagination and hypnosis. Then we went to alpha, calm consciousness. Then we went to work, beta, focus consciousness, and then even a peak performance gamma. But here comes the point. When you come home, the vibrations go backwards. I came home in beta, high focused. I relax. Oh, relaxation takes me to calm consciousness, alpha. But the moment I close my eyes and go off, my consciousness, the light switch, boom, I'm not conscious. We're in the next vibration called theta. And there's a period of theta before you go into the next lower one, delta, which is out and out sleep. So I say, why is it relevant? Well, every night, when you're just about to fall asleep and you're still in alpha calm consciousness, the next moment, boom, consciousness shuts off, you're in theta. I say, but theta is hypnosis. I go, yeah. I say, if you put earphones on and play a program of what you want to be, a real program in your life, be it one of your programs, Brad, about, and what do I do to increase my vitality, my health, my strength? I need a program. And I say, why? Because every night, the moment I fall asleep, my brain's in theta. Theta is record. And so if I keep repeating this program night after night for a number of nights, only because theta is a very short time period before you go into delta. So you have to repeat this. You play the program every night. I go, that's called self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is I'm in theta, I'm controlling the program myself, what I want to go in my head as I'm sleeping, okay? So number one, how did I get my first programs? My brain was in theta, That was hypnosis. I recorded the behavior. And if the earphones are on and a program is playing, I'm recording the program. Okay. Repetition of that leads to a change in the program. Part 2. And I go, what is that? I said, but theta is only functional through age 7. But you learn things after age 7. You learn how to drive a car, ride a bike, play an instrument. You learn the higher functions that became habits. I say, oh, habit again. I go, yeah. I say, how did I create a habit after age 7? And this is again important, Brad, for the program, is repetition. Practice makes habits. You want to drive a car? You had to get in a car and practice. You want to ride a bike? You got to get on the bike and practice. You want to be healthy? Then you got to start practicing a new behavior. So I say, oh, if I want to make a new habit, then I have to actually engage a practice where I repeat this over and over again, because that's how it was put in. You didn't learn how to drive the car the first time you sat behind the seat. You had to get back there and do it again and again and again. And now you know it so much, you don't even think about driving the car. It's a habit. You put the key in, you're already thinking about where you're going, and you're driving the car and everything, and you haven't even paid attention to what was going on.
Right. You're on a phone call, you're into the subconscious, you're in that 95% zone, but the young teenage driver is calling upon that 5% of consciousness, because they have to think of everything with their hand moving the turn signal up and all that. So I love
mirrors,
the car analogy.
the windows, everything. Oh my God, all these inputs are coming in at one time. Sound, vision, everything. That's really hard to learn. But once you learn it, it's a no-brainer. And that brings up a good one like this. So this is like the story of Bill again. I go, you're in the car, you got a passenger, and you get into a great conversation. You go, blah, 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 blah. And then about 5 minutes later, you look out the window and you realize, I haven't paid attention to the road for the last 5 minutes. Of course, that always excites your passenger. Hey, I haven't watched the road for 5. Get out. And I go, so what's the point? Because here's the question. What was the conversation about? And you go, oh yeah, we talked about this and this and this. I go, now comes the other question. What was on the road for the 5 minutes that you had spent talking? And the answer is, I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't remember it. I go, that is the point. You drove the car, you engaged with everything that was going on the road, and you have no memory of it. I go, why? Because the conscious mind was not paying attention to the road. Conscious mind was in a discussion. And I go, that is the essence of how our life works. We're driving our vehicles, body vehicles, with only 5% of the time are we looking out the window and trying to get to that destination that we imagine that we would want. 95% of the day, we are driving this vehicle with no awareness of the behavior that is coming out. Bill does not see his own behavior, neither do you. And I go, why is it relevant? I go, well, if you have good behavior, no probs. But if you have disempowering behaviors, well, then 95% of the day, you are not going to wishes and desires. You're being driven to another place. And all you find is it doesn't work. My life isn't working. This isn't where I've been working. Brad told me if I do this exercise and I eat this food, I'm going to be healthy. And it's like, I'm doing it, but it's not working. I go, ha, because you really have to put a consciousness behind this. Why am I doing this? Where am I going? Where's my destination? I go, this is, you land at LaGuardia Airport in New York, big airport, and you get out there in the taxi and you say to the taxi driver, take me to New York. And the taxi say, where? Just take me to New York. So what do you mean? You have no destination. You must have a destination to engage a program to get there. And if you don't know what that destination is, then you're just spinning your wheels. You're not going anywhere. And to me, Brad, this is why your work is so very important. You give them the destination, you give them the habit, but they have to participate at the level of changing this programming. They have to involve either the theta stage, self-hypnosis, or they have to engage in an active process every day. A sticky note, you put them all over the place, sticky notes. And I go, those are suggestions. Those are not behaviors, and you could put sticky notes every damn place you want. I go, you didn't change anything because that's not a behavior. And what you offer, Brad, is a program. That's where behavior comes from. Yeah, I need to follow a program. I need to repeat this program. And the two fundamental ways I mentioned are self-hypnosis and repetition through practice. There's a third way, and it's called energy psychology, which is like, what the hell is that? I go, it engages what is called super learning in the brain. I go, what the hell is super learning? I go, well, maybe you've heard of people that go into a bookstore and they open up a book and they can read the whole page, just move the finger down the page, just as fast as, watch this, I just go like that. A person can read every word on the page if they're in a state of super learning, because the subconscious mind is so fast that you can't explain it. It's so fast. I go, so why is it relevant? And I go, because the new version called energy psychology is an opportunity to engage super learning while you're changing a program. I go, so what does it mean? I said, look, a practice may take days and weeks to get there. The self-hypnosis may take days to get there. And I said, but energy psychology, you can change a belief in 10, 15 minutes. And I go, whoa. I go, well, it's actually necessary because human behavior as it is today has caused what is referred to as the sixth mass extinction of life on this planet. We are now in a stage of mass extinction. In 1970, the World Wildlife Foundation took a survey. How many animals are on planet Earth? They recently, 2016, repeated that research, and the number is amazing. We have lost 2/3 of all the animal population since 1970. In 50 years, 2/3 of the animal population has already disappeared. That science has recognized 2048, no big time from now, there'll be no fish in the ocean. And I go, why? It's because human behavior. We're polluting the ocean, we're overfishing the stock, and we're destroying the breeding grounds. The way we are doing agriculture and throwing chemistry here and there, the way we are taking the resources of the earth out of the earth and using them for stuff, we humans are creating our own extinction. Is this going to be 1,000 years? No. It's going to be 100 years? No, not even that long. NASA, the big research institute, has recognized that within 2 decades, and I use this word and I emphasize it, civilization is facing, quote, an irreversible collapse of industrial civilization. I go, what the hell does that mean? I go, within the next 10, 20 years, civilization as we know it is going to collapse. And we have an opportunity here to do what? Build a more sustainable civilization, or just let it ride itself out. Damn game is over. And I go, so what about going this sustainable way? And I go, welcome Brad Kearns, who is offering a pathway to a healthier, brighter, more intelligent future by programming and working. You got to make the program. You can't just put the sticky note. Brad's program is great. I go, that's nice. That's nice. But that's not any behavior. That's a suggestion that you actually have to do something. And I'm here with Brad because this is the man that has set up a program to help you. And you have to understand why am I having trouble, accommodating Brad's ideas, and how come I'm trying this and it might not be working and I'm working on it all the time. I go, it's because your subconscious program is not supporting that. And you need to not just do the healthy eating. You can eat all the healthy food you want. You got a bad program, you're going to waste all that healthy food in elimination. It's not going to help you at all. And the idea is your consciousness is creating your biology. Do you see yourself as a healthy, vital, strong individual in your conscious mind? Have you been programmed as a child? You are the smartest, the strongest, the most powerful child ever on this planet. Not many of us got that one. Most of us go, that's not good enough. Who do you think you are? It's like, I said, here comes the fun part, because you're the coach, Brad. Parents act as coaches in trying to get their child to conform better. I go, what do you mean? I go, let's say a player on a team is not doing well. The coach doesn't go up and go, oh, please do better. That would be so nice if you worked harder. No, the coach gets up there and says, that's not good enough. You don't even deserve to be on this team. You better work harder. You're not worth being on this team at all. And I go, oh, and I say, that child on the team is old enough with conscious understanding to understand what the coach actually means. The coach means, I'm not performing well. If I want to be on the team, I have to perform better. I go, that's great, okay? But the problem is that when a parent does this to a child who is under 7, the child is not conscious. It's just recording. So the parent's acting like, coach, you don't deserve that. That's not good enough. Who do you think you are? And I go, under age 7, I'm not deserving. I'm not good enough. Who do I think I am? I've recorded these criticisms. And I go, so why is that relevant? I go, you don't love yourself. You're self-critical. Because in 95% of the day, what's the program? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not deserving. That's a program. That's just playing 95% of the day. And the function of the mind, and we put this in a little box here, Brad, because this is an important term right here. You ready? The function of the mind is to create coherence between your beliefs and your reality. If I have a negative belief, then the function of the mind is to manifest a negative belief, because then, hey, I was right. Hey, life works just the way I believed it. I didn't think I was worthy, and I'm not. And I go, wow, how's that amazing? I go, because 95% of the day, your subconscious program is going to play behaviors that make it coherent with, I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. And you could go out there and try and change this, but it's the program that you got before age 7. So I say, how do you change it? And I go, Brad's telling you how to do this, but it's not a suggestion. It's a real practice. And you put your conscious mind into repetition. This is what I'm doing. I'm building myself up. I'm getting strength. I'm making myself more powerful. Repeating that day after day. The new age community, they go, I love it. The phrase is, fake it till you make it. I go, what does that mean? I said, well, you're a miserable, unhappy person. I say, you want to be happy? Then all day long, wherever comes in your mind, you go, I am happy. Right in the middle of being the most unhappy bastard you are. And you're going, I am happy. I am happy. But guess what? Repetition leads to a day where you wake up, and I don't even have to say I'm happy, because repetition is habituation. And I wake up already. I didn't even have to say it. I'm happy. I just woke up. Guess what? The rest of the day is much more beautiful than it used to be, because the function of the mind make coherence. My program is I am happy. Then the function of the mind must engage in behaviors that manifest I am happy. And this is the issue. And I talk so much, Brad, that maybe I should be quiet for a moment and let you say something.
Oh, we're gonna give our listeners a 5-second moment of silence to exhale and absorb all that. It's such a beautiful story, and it occurs to me when we're listening to that stream, sometimes there's this naysaying point of view that comes forth. I'm sure you've had people encounter you in a live setting and challenge the whole thing. And I realized when we do that, this is our thoughts getting in the way again, and kind of manifesting that flawed subconscious programming. I come up with a quick example where the golfers are supposed to listen to the tape that says, I'm confident and relaxed and calm when I'm standing over that important putt, and I stroke it beautifully with great confidence. And you're listening to the thing going, this is bullshit. I have so much trouble making those putts, and I don't like listening to my tape. It's nonsense. I just need to go and practice more. Or whatever these thoughts are that are getting in the way is exactly what you're describing. And that's in that 95% category where faking it till you make it works. But yeah, you have to cross over that bridge where now you're starting to believe it because of that repetition, and because it would be sure helpful to start out believing it too, or saying, look, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go all in.
Yeah, but here's the beautiful part, because if I'm a golfer and I sit there and I'm thinking I got a perfect swing and all that stuff, that wasn't the destination. The destination is the ball is in the hole in the cup. I go, why is it relevant? Because all you have to do is put in consciousness, this ball is going into that cup. I say, why? I said, don't try and tell your muscles how to do it. Don't try and inform a system that is so a million times more powerful than your conscious mind's suggestions are. All you have to do is let the system know what is the destination I'm looking for, whether the ball is going in a cup, whether I am a healthy person and I can do my exercise and I can breathe and I can be whatever I want. I need the outcome. I don't need the how to get to the outcome. And this is the most important part because our consciousness is creating this reality. Now you can get the most perfect swing in the world and not get the ball onto the green. No, but on video, that was a perfect swing. I go, that was not the intention. The intention was to put the ball on the green. And anything you say about how am I going to get it to the green, I said, that's not your job. Your job is to tell this million times more powerful computer, what do we want out of this? Not how do we get to what we want. That's a very important point because people are so involved in the means without recognizing it's the end, not the means, it's the end, which is the target. I'm in the means, yeah, I get my perfect stroke, I get all, I got my luck, I'm above the ball, I got the vision, I got all this stuff. I go, that's the means to the end. That's not the end. The end is the ball is on the green. And I go, so anything I'm doing, hey, I got this beautiful swing. I go, yeah, but the ball's over there in the rough. But you had a beautiful swing. And I go, that wasn't the destination. And that is the most important part. You have to put a destination in because of the function of the mind is to manifest that destination. That's what its point is. And so you could get the most perfect swing, but the ball's not going to land on the green. But, hey, in the video, that was good. That was a beautiful swing. I go, but that's not what the point was.
Well, I'm thinking of the manifesting practice and the people like John Assaraf who explain that so beautifully, where you're envisioning, wealth and success and all these things, and fixating on that, and getting out of your own way, I suppose, is what a lot of your work is about, because we continue to bring these thoughts back into the mix and slip out of whatever that empowering conscious state.
Yeah. This is going to be very hard for the average person. And because, man, I worked on it a while. And here's what it is. The most valid science in regard to the science theoretically has come out to be the most truthful is quantum physics. And quantum physics, that's the weird science. I go, what's weird about that science? I go, well, number one, the idea of physical matter is an illusion. Well, right away, that's weird. Why? I'm here, physical. I can feel this, I'm sitting on a chair. I can feel all that. What do you mean it's not real? I go, it's all energy. And it's like, it's very difficult to take your day-to-day life and then recognize it was all energy and consciousness. And the validity of that was from the day one of quantum physics in 1927. One of the founding fathers of quantum physics, Max Planck, the statement, and this is a very important statement, the mind is the matrix of all matter. This is where the movie The Matrix comes from. The mind is the matrix, the creator. The mind is the creator of all matter. And I go, so why is that relevant? I said, because that's a valid fact of science. I go, so yeah, but what the hell is that relevant about? And I go, because this is all energy and consciousness. Even in a recent article in journal Nature's most prestigious scientific journal, there was an article by quantum physicists from Johns Hopkins. The article's called The Mental Universe. I don't have to read the whole damn article. I just give you the last sentence. And that's the conclusion in a fewest words. I say, what is it? The last sentence. The universe is immaterial. That means the illusion of physical reality is an illusion because everything is energy. So he writes, the universe is immaterial. It's mental and spiritual. Live and enjoy. I go, that's in a scientific paper? I go, yeah. Spirituality in a scientific paper? I go, yeah. Quantum physics has been saying consciousness is creating our reality. I go, why is that relevant? Then own the power that you are a creator. And I go, so why is that important? I go, because most people look around and go, I didn't create that. I didn't create that. And I go, no, we created this collectively. And I go, so why is it relevant? Unless you take responsibility for your own consciousness, you will have no power. Power comes from consciousness, mind. And I go, so why is it relevant? I say, look at your world. You're not a victim, you're a creator. And you go, but I don't want to, I didn't create that cancer. I go, well, you did. You go, ah! And people immediately, the first thing they want to do is reject the whole idea, because if they review their history and they go, I did that, I was responsible for that because it was easier over the years, they did it. That person did it. This person, I go, no, we are all creators. And I go, so why is it relevant? And this is an important point, Brad, is that whatever was in history, if you didn't know the fact, if you didn't know that you are creating with consciousness this reality, if you didn't know that, then whatever happened in the past, you can't be responsible for. You had no knowledge. You know, I say to a friend, oh, take my car, go to town and get something. And they get in my car and it's standard shift. And they say, I don't know how to drive standard shift. I say, just go to take the car to town. And they bucking down the road. And then they call me from town saying, the car is broken, the clutch, something is wrong. And I go, you stupid idiot, you ruined my car. And I go, no, you didn't know how to drive the damn car. How can I blame you when I say, take the car? And the point about that is this: we don't know that we have been creators. I go, so why is it relevant? Well, then you look at your life as a victim, because I didn't know I was even involved. So I say, oh, that cancer, that illness, that accident, whatever happened, I say, you had no idea that you were involved. So guess what? The words that don't count anymore, in this case, blame, shame, victim, all these. I say, why don't they count? I say, they only count if I knew there was a right way and I choose to do it a wrong way, then I'm guilty. Okay? But if I didn't know there was a way to do it and I did it, how could I be guilty? I didn't even know. Oh, you didn't tell me the rules. I go, yeah, you didn't hear the rules. And I go, so why is it relevant? Let go of the past. It was done without awareness and without knowledge. You cannot be blamed for it. You can't be guilty. You can't be shamed by it. Why? No knowledge. But now, unfortunately, Brad, because now that we told them,
no turning back, people.
There's knowledge coming here, and all of a sudden, let's don't go backwards. Starting now is the creative part of your life. What happened before, that was a creation without you knowing you were a creator. That you didn't even know that your participation was in any way. You just, I'm accidentally here in the world, and this is what accidentally happened to me. And I go, that was without knowledge. So let go of the past. I don't give a damn about the past. That's just, that means I have some memories. I won't put my hand in the fire because I know fire burns. So I'm going to keep some good stuff from the past. But the idea is this: your life starts now. And when you move forward from this minute, you have to recognize that what's going on in the world around you is not a coincidence. What's going on in the world around you is in part that you're the co-creator of what's going on. And if you want to co-create, then co-create with somebody like Brad, because then he can show you a better way to make that future, to escape that past. And you may have had all kinds of problems trying to get healthy. I go, yeah, but if you were programmed that you were not healthy, if you're programmed, oh, you're not that strong, you're not that smart. I go, if that's the program, you have to get out of a program. And just by eating better or doing an exercise without the consciousness doesn't work, because the consciousness is the intention that you want. And therefore you have to recognize, my program has been crap. How do I know? Well, look at my life. It's crap.
That's proof right there.
There you go. That's it. Own that responsibility. Now that's hard. Because as I said, it's hard because you look at things that happen, you go, don't blame me for it. It's like, I did that. I go, irrelevant. It's irrelevant because it's now to the future that is important. And to me, this is the first step is get healthy. This COVID crap that's going around, if you're a healthy person, is minor in your life. So you got a lousy week or 2 weeks of feeling like crap. But guess what? If you get COVID and you're healthy, your immune system will make the best damn defense against that coronavirus. I don't care which version is out, Omicron, Delta, Mu, I don't care, because the immune system is a million times better than a vaccine. But if you're not healthy, if you have a consciousness of weakness or consciousness, I'm not strong enough,
Fear, whatever.
fear, and let me give you why fear interferes right now. Fear promotes what are called stress hormones. And I go, so what are stress hormones? And this is really important, Brad, because this is the big issue where we are in this world right now. I go, there's two stages of activities, like you're either in one or the other, but you can't be in both at the same time. I say, what is it? Growth versus protection. You can't be in growth if you're in protection. Okay, and I go, why not? I say, growth is you go to a stimulus, whether it's a person, a food, an exercise, you go to that with your arms open, I want to take it in. But protection is you don't go to the stimulus, you go away from the stimulus and you close yourself down, because protection walled yourself off. Well, you can't be open and closed at the same time. You can't go to a stimulus and away from a stimulus at the same time. You can't be in growth and in protection at the same time. The threats that people are listening to about this, oh my God, we're all gonna die, Corona's coming, we're all gonna die. I go, wait a minute. I'm sure every year when the flu season comes, most of you didn't get the damn flu shot. And I go, and guess what? You probably didn't get the flu anyway. I go, why was it relevant? Because you didn't have any fear and you stayed in growth. But this time around, oh my God, Corona is coming, you're gonna die. Millions of people are gonna die. And I go, well, millions of people might be me. And all of a sudden, the flu season takes a whole different look this time around, because the other flus were, no big deal. This flu, I could die. I go, what does that mean? You become stressed. And I say, what does that mean? You release stress hormones. And I go, what does that mean? You ready? Stress hormones change your posture from growth to protection. I go, well, what protects you? You're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, the original fear. What did you need to protect you? Which organ system in your body did you need to protect you from that damn tiger? And I go, well, first, the heart. You got to pump some blood around here. But number two is, well, the blood. I go, why is the blood important? That's where the energy is. That's where the nutrition is. I go, why is it relevant? Well, if you're being chased by a tiger, then which system do you think would be so important to use? The pancreas? Nah, that's not it. Oh, arms and legs. Here's the point. When you get into fear and stress hormones release, listen to this, is right out of a book. The blood is preferentially sent to the arms and legs. Well, yeah, the blood is nutrition, arms and legs. I got to run away. I got to have the energy. Energy is in blood. And so I put in my arms and legs. I go, wait, you didn't understand it. The blood is preferentially sent to the arms and legs. I go, where was the blood before it was in the arms and legs? I go, it was in the gut. I go, what was the function of the gut? Maintenance of the body, healing, fixing, repairing, strengthening, all those functions of make this machine good. I say, but if you're running from the tiger, I don't need to spend the energy to do that. I need to spend the energy to get the hell away from that tiger. And I go, oh, so all of a sudden you shut down the blood to the vital functions that are keeping you healthy, but you put the blood into the arms and legs because that's where I got to run from. And I go, and what else? And here comes the big one. The immune system is a system that uses tremendous amount of energy. It does? I go, well, if you've ever been sick, you may have not even had the energy to get out of bed, because the immune system uses tremendous energy. And I go, so why is it relevant? Situation, bacterial infection, being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. How much energy do you want to fight the infection? How much energy do you want to run away from the tiger? And the answer is no brainer. The hell with the infection. If the tiger catches me, the bacteria are no longer my problem. And the issue is what? When stress hormone, this is profound. When stress hormones are released into the body, they shut down the immune system. Why? Chased by a tiger, bacterial infection, bacteria, not a big deal, okay? And you shut down the growth maintenance of the body, of keeping it clean and fresh and replacing and replenishing and doing all that, because you're not using the gut anymore. And then there's a third consequence of stress hormones, which I call adding insult to injury. You just injured yourself. You shut down the maintenance of the body. You shut down the immune system. And guess what? The blood vessels when stress hormones, the blood vessels in the gut squeeze shut like this. Squeeze. I say, why? Well, if I squeeze the blood vessels in the gut, it pushes the blood out to the periphery, arms and legs. Here's ready. The blood vessels in the forebrain, conscious brain, when stress hormones are in there, squeeze the blood vessels shut. I go, why? Because now the blood is being pushed to the hindbrain. That's where the reactions of muscles are controlled. That's the coordination response. Thinking is too damn slow. If you're in a car and it's skidding out of control, let's look at it in two ways. First, stay in the conscious mind. Car's going out of control. Oh, okay. And I say, but wait, the moment I start to skid out of control, the stress hormones shut off the conscious mind. I'm not thinking anymore. All of a sudden, I'm turning the wheel, pushing the pedals, doing everything. It's like without a brain thought in it. Why? The conscious mind's too slow. The subconscious mind is immediate and fast and powerful, a million times more. So when you're in stress, you become less intelligent. Because when you're in stress, you're not operating from conscious creativity, you're operating from habitual action, from the hindbrain. So there are three strikes against you when you're in stress. One, you shut down the growth and maintenance. Two, you shut down the immune system. Three, you shut down conscious intelligence. And I go, so why is it relevant? I say, watch the damn news, watch the TV, surf the web. I say, what? Every day, be afraid. Omicron is coming now. Delta was here. We're all gonna die of any one of these things. And everybody at home is, I'll do whatever you say, government. Okay, everybody gets this injection of this vaccine. I go, God, if the vaccine worked, then we wouldn't have any problem with Omicron. We wouldn't have any problem with Delta. And the idea is what? The vaccine does not work on those. And every variation that shows up, the immune system has to learn the variant. If you use the same old stupid vaccine that didn't work the first time, it's still not going to work the second time. We have to let go of this and start to say, I'm not afraid, because if I'm afraid, the first thing I did was shut off the immune system. You scare the hell out of people in the country, and the health crisis, boom, it blew up. Why? People are capable of healing themselves until the fear. And I say, why? The moment of fear, the moment of stress hormones. The moment of stress hormones, loss of power. Physiologically, neurologically, immunologically, you've lost it. And we are generating a fear that is disempowering people across this world right now. And
well, even outside of the global pandemic, a fashion magazine and commercial messaging and billboards are trying to elicit fear of missing out, and putting us in that same harmful mindset. It's fight or flight, and it's great when the tiger's chasing us. All those things are important. We want the immune system to shut down. We want the peripheral blood to be engorging our legs so we can sprint. The problem is we go into this throughout the day after day after day, because there's one thing after another that's making us fearful in the consumerism sense, and it's never ending. And that's where the problem comes. And that's where we start to formulate some flawed beliefs and then start living out those flawed beliefs, because the programming is set, the habit, we're driving down the road, we don't know how we got here.
And most importantly, I said, when did the fear response actually be first programmed into the human? I go, when we were being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. I go, so why was that relevant? Because that fear only lasted about 10 minutes. If you can get away from the damn tiger, 10 minutes later, no more fear, we're back to healthy again. But today, fear is 24/7, 365. Am I going to keep my job? Am I going to get healthcare coverage? Can I buy food? One thing after the other. It's relentless. And I go, so what does that mean? We have become less intelligent as a population, and our health has plummeted to the low depths of the Western civilizations. The US used to be the smartest, most powerful, most intelligent country on the world. And today we are somewhere down near the bottom.
37th, if we want to talk about life expectancy, which is ridiculous with the resources we have.
It's a collapse. I go, why? Because we were never physiologically designed to maintain stress more than a few minutes at a time. And now it's like you're dripping stress hormones every day into that system. You wake up, stress. You go to work, stress. You come home, I'm relaxing from stress. It's like, okay, you can't get out of that. But the idea is this: you can start to practice a new program, but you also have to have a vision of the destination of that program. Now, Brad's programs are great, but if you can't see yourself at the end of what would it be like if I do Brad's program, then you can't get to that end because you never put it into your head. And the ending is what? Healthy, vital, powerful. And I say, that's the destination for the program. Now let's do the program and we'll get to that destination.
Right. Don't skip one of those steps.
No,
but a lot of times we're just going through the motions. We're not quite fixated on that end result, and we have nothing to show for it. And I can reference times on my own life. I have a Bruce Lipton sticky note here. I know the sticky note doesn't mean anything without the action, but it's like looking at areas where you struggle. And I'd love to emphasize that point as one of the great takeaways, where we're armed with knowledge. We have all the information we need. Maybe we're a positive thinking person. We write down our goals and notes, and then, what about these areas where we struggle?
Well, listen, you can write down all the goals that you want, but that's a conscious creativity. And that's where I remember I said there are two minds, conscious and subconscious. And I said they have different function. Conscious is creative, subconscious is habitual. Then I say they learn in different ways. And I go, why is it relevant? Because the conscious mind, being creative, can learn in any way. I could read the book, I can watch the video, I can listen to the lecture, and I say, yep, your conscious mind has picked it up. You're quite intelligent. That conscious mind knows a lot of stuff.
Congratulations. Yeah.
But that's only 5% of your life. Why? That does not translate into subconscious. Subconscious learns in a different way. So I could read the self-help book. You can give me a test, I'll get 100. And I say, so did my life change? I read the book. I could get 100. And I go, nope, your life is still exactly the same. Why? Because 95% is coming from the subconscious. And that did not learn by reading a book, because that's not how it learns. And all of a sudden, that's the disconnect. We got the smartest conscious minds and sometimes the stupidest subconscious minds. And I don't care how smart your conscious mind is, it's your subconscious that's running 95% of the day. So you have to actually say, let's take that knowledge I read in the book. Let's take that knowledge that Brad has shown me how to do something. And I say, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Destination. I'm going to be strong. I'm going to be healthy. Now, the means to that end, you follow the program, okay? But you didn't say, I stick to the means. I'm working every day. I'm working every day. I say, yeah, but what do you want the destination to be? Oh, I don't know. I'm just working every day. I go, well, you didn't put the damn destination in. You're not going to really get to that end. You'll do all the right things and still not get there, because what is the destination? What is the final? If I did it all right, where am I? What am I doing?
Okay, Bruce. So let's just, for argument's sake, say, here's my house that I cut out of the magazine. It's beautiful. I got horse stables. I got tennis court. I got swimming pool, like John Assaraf directs us to do. Okay, so we have our destination.
Yeah, but where is that destination, Brad? Where's it programmed?
Right.
Right. Where is it?
It's not in my current programming, right?
It's not in the subconscious. It was in the conscious wishes and desires.
Right.
But so you got to get it into the program to go from the conscious into the subconscious to manifest it. The conscious can create any damn vision. That's what its nature is. But it doesn't mean you're going to get to that vision, because that's just a created thought. To make it a behavior, it has to go into the subconscious part. So yeah, I'm going to do all those wonderful exercises. Actually, I don't do a lot of them, Brad, but I'm okay at this point. But it sure as hell would have made a better life for me if I did follow your program. And the idea is what? why would I join your program? Because I don't like where I am here, but I want to be over there. And I say, oh, well, then focus on what this is over here, and then do the means, follow Brad's program, and then you can get to the end. But if you follow Brad's program, because I'm just doing it, I said, why are you doing it? Oh, the end point. I go, you start with the end point, the means will get you to the end point.
Right. And if your heart's not in it, or you're just going through without that certainty, it could be like the gym goer who does show up and does the workout, but then that night they're chowing down a pint of Ben and Jerry's because they're not fully committed, and
They're
they
not
allow
happy.
that sabotage.
They're not happy.
Right.
And these kind of things, the Ben and Jerry's ice cream thing, if you're not happy, that's a momentary moment of happiness. I'm just putting some happiness in here right now because I am not happy. I worked out all day. I think I need the ice cream. I go, oh, wait a minute. Why did you work out all day? Oh, not to have a workout. It's because I want to get over here. And if a person's mind is visualized over here, then the behavior of the brain will do everything in its processing capability to manifest that over here, not manifest what happened, how I got over here. I just need the instructions. So therefore I say, wait, if I'm not physiologically in tune and I seem to see, hey, I'm not healthy. And again, hey, the big issue with Corona, healthy people don't have any problem with Corona. It's people that have comorbidities, such as obesity is the number one. Number two, diabetes. Number three, heart issues. Number four, big time stress. These are the issues why people get sick with COVID.
Wait, we don't hear about that on the news, Bruce. We only hear about the mask and the
vaccine.
wipes.
Get the vaccine. And it's important to me. I always laugh about it. You gave me a whole list: social distance, mask, vaccine, blah, blah, blah. I said, what about health? Oh, down at the bottom. Oh yeah, and get healthy too. It's like, what do you mean get healthy too? First you get healthy, then you have no problem with COVID. That's the big issue. And what are they selling you? Not getting healthy. If they were doing it right, instead of saying get the vaccine, they say go see Brad and do the program. That would be a destination that would actually have a positive outcome. But to say go get the vaccine and get the booster, I say, hey, the damn vaccine didn't work in the first place, and you keep wanting me to get the same booster. It didn't work. It doesn't work. What do you think Omicron is here for? The people that got vaccinated have Omicron. And the point is, oh, just get more vaccinated. I go, it didn't work the first time. What the hell am I going to do this? No, get healthy, get your head clear, get your body in a mechanical functioning system to support itself. And if you're not doing that, then you're open for all the problems, because healthy people have no serious consequence from these infections. And as I said, getting the infection as a healthy person is the most powerful way to activate the immune system to never get any of that again. But they say, get the vaccine. I go, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. The countries that are most vaccinated are the ones that have the spread of Delta and Omicron all through them. And I go, but they're all vaccinated. I go, it does not work. Can't you not see that? If the vaccine worked, why would I get I wouldn't have this problem. If the vaccine doesn't work, then why would I get the booster? What's the booster going to do? Make it better? It didn't stop it in the first place. What the hell am I going to take it again for? God, I hate it when something is so simple and nobody can see it.
So one of my favorite takeaways is how we can alter cellular function by altering your thoughts.
Yes.
And that's a big one for people to bite off. I know you've mentioned it at times throughout the show, but if we can get that point focused, where people can really take it away. And you said the rest of your life starts today. So we can do this, people, with Bruce's guidance.
But you have to have a vision of what you want. And I say the vision is not the practice. The vision is putting the image in. And this is, in fact, the Russians started doing this first with Olympic training. I go, what does that mean? I say, well, they split their athletes into two groups. One did the every day, let's go out there and do the exercise, run and do all these things. We're physically going to do this. The other group sat in a chair and visualized the action. They didn't even do it. They just visualized it. I'm running, I'm playing ball, I got all these things. They didn't do it. They're sitting in a chair. Guess what? There was no difference in the outcome between the group that did the conscious experience versus the ones that did the physical experience. I go, what was the point? And the point was this: don't disregard the power of the conscious part, because that is all powerful, and that's quantum physics. That is the nature of the science of the universe in which we live. It's mental and spiritual. You can do the mental exercises first. Why? Because that programs the body to do the physical. Mental first, physical second. If I say, I'm going to do Brad's program, I say, why? I'm going to do Brad's program because a lot of people like it. I go, that's not the destination. That's not the reason. The reason is what? Vitality, health, longevity. These are the outcomes. And I say, Brad's process is a way, the means to get to those ends. But if you didn't visualize the ends, then you're just spinning your wheels at this time, because why am I doing this exercise? It's nice. I go, that's not the reason why you do the exercise. It's because I have a destination I'm trying to get to. If you don't have the destination first and you start with the exercises, that's not really how it works. You first start with the destination and you use the exercises as a means to get to that destination. But you don't have the destination in your consciousness, you can't get there. That's the one that taxi driver, take me to New York. Where? Just take me. I go, what? You can't go that way.
This applies nicely to your book, The Honeymoon Effect, where the destination is where you want to have this blissful, exciting, romantic relationship and sustain it forever. And we know from great research, people like John Gottman and John Gray, who's been on my show, that this is possible. And there's couples that are still reporting to be in love with magnetic resonance functional MRI showing those parts of the brain lighting up after being together for 20 years.
25 in my case.
Right. And I mean, I love how those two books come together, The Biology of Belief and Honeymoon Effect. And maybe you could give us a hint of how we can sustain this romantic bliss using the tools like manifesting our cellular function through our thoughts.
Well, it became obvious to me by the time I was 40 something, and I realized I was not even able to maintain a relationship with anybody. And I go, why not? And I go, let's go back to my first 7 years. And I say, I was learning relationship. How? Watching my mother and father. And I go, they had a very dysfunctional relationship. But before age 7, I wasn't conscious. I was just recording their behavior. And then 95% of the time, I play this behavior. And guess what? Then how did I get the damn honeymoon in the first place? And here's the cool part, because this is the Matrix movie. I say in the Matrix movie, we're all programmed. I go, yeah, that's true. We are all programmed. That's a documentary. But in the Matrix movie, they said take a red pill or a blue pill. I said, what's the difference? The blue pill, you take it, you wake up, you're back in the program. You're just playing the program like you've been playing anyway. But if you take the red pill, you get out of the program. I said, how the hell do we get out of the program? And the answer is, why am I in the program? And the answer is, because I'm thinking 95% of the day. I go, because when I'm thinking, then my behavior is not controlled by my wishes and desires, it's controlled by my program. I reenacted my mother and father's behavior in every relationship, and of course they all disappeared. And then the reality was what? And the point was this, is that when you fall in love, there's a moment of what is called being mindful. That means staying present. I go, what do you mean? I say, you stop thinking. I say, why would I stop thinking when I first fall in love? And the answer is, if you've been looking for this person your whole life and they show up, why the hell would you be thinking and not be there? So all of a sudden, when we fall in love like that, and it doesn't have to be with a person, it could be with a pet, it could be with being a chef, it could be with being a gardener, I don't care, something that is so, takes your consciousness and you're present. You're not thinking because you're so engaged in what it is. And I said, well, what happens when you stop thinking? I said, you stop defaulting to the subconscious. And I said, what does that mean? I say, now the conscious mind is working over 90% of the day. Yeah, but that's the creative one. I go, yeah, the moment you fall in love, you stop thinking, and guess what? Honeymoon. I go, what the hell's a honeymoon? The creative wishes and desires, they're playing not 5%. Now they're playing over 90%. I go, oh, so staying in love created the honeymoon, but the honeymoon was created because I stopped playing the program. I go, absolutely. And I say, well, then if I never think anymore, I'll always be in my creative mode. I go, yeah, you can't do it in this world, man. Why? hey, you got chores, you got jobs, you got responsibilities, you got things you got to do. And I say, every one of those things you got to do is a thought. I got to think, I got to think, I got to think. I say, this is why the honeymoon ends. It works for a period of time. I say, how long does it work for? I say, as long as you're staying more mindful than you are using your subconscious. Being more mindful means I'm using the conscious creative mind more than I'm using the program, then I'm manifesting wishes and desires. But then life gets back to normal where it was. And I go, what happens then? I say, I'm thinking all the time. And I go, then what happens? I go, you know, the partner you just ended up with? I say, how did you create a honeymoon? Because both of you were working with creative conscious mind. Nobody was playing programs in that part. But as the subconscious mind starts to kick in, then these behaviors that did not show up during the honeymoon, the negative one, like my father's behavior toward my mother. If all of a sudden I start bringing in that program because I'm thinking, and I start playing my father's program, and my partner looks at me and go, who are you? Where did that come from? And the idea was, I didn't see it. I'm Bill, for God's sakes. I just created the damn behavior, but I didn't see it. And I go, but your partner did. And I say, and when those bad programs come up, that's where compromises come in, where your partner has to say, well, most of the time, Bruce is a pretty good guy, but sometimes it's crap. And I go, yeah, but the more craps that show up, then the more that relationship falls apart, because that's not why you got together in the first place. You were expressing your true self when you first got together. Why? You were not playing the program. You were playing your wishes and desires. Your partner was playing their wishes and desires. And when they both have the same image, then the idea is the honeymoon is now a reality. Heaven on earth. Yeah, I go, that's the damn intention why we got here in the first place. I go, well, then how come we're in such a mess? I go, 400 years ago, the Jesuits had a saying that they started because they knew it. And here's what they said. Give me a child until it is 7, and I will show you the man. I go, what the hell does that mean? I go, just what I told you before. 7 years programming. After 7, 95% is play out of the program. So they told their followers for 400 years, give me the child until it's 7 and I will show you the man. Meaning, if you let me program that child for 7 years, that's what that person's going to become, because they're going to play that program. And I go, well, that was really cool, except that little piece of knowledge never got lost for people who are the control freaks. Because the control freaks want to control everything. So how do you do that? You get programmed with disempowering behaviors without you even knowing that. And then I say, what's the consequence? You lose your power. That's what victim is, powerless. I go, why is that relevant? Because, oh, look how smart and powerful these people are. And I go, the reason they're powerful is that their programming encouraged power. The reason why we're not powerful is our program took away power. And there's actually a fabulous book called, what's it? Oh my God, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's the name of the book. I go, what does it mean? Children in a rich family grow up and stay rich. Children in a poor family grow up and stay poor. Why? Because poor families are, oh, we can't make it. We're victims. We're weak. We don't have power and everything. I go, well, pass that on to the next generation. They're going to be right where you are right now. A rich kid could be stupid, but got the program of rich. And I go, yeah, because they're going to operate off the program, even though if you ask their conscious mind a question, they go, no, I don't know. I go, but the subconscious got, how do I stay rich? Because this is how we have done it in this family. And I go, are you from a rich dad or a poor dad family? Because that's your life. And the Jesuits have known that. And this is, the opportunity to change something like that. And therefore, the most important thing is this: what are you going to do to take your power back to your life? And the answer is, you better start exercising what you want. But first you have to know what you want, and then you do the exercise to get to what you want. And in this case, I leave it to Brad, because he's got that program. But you have to have a want. I said, what is it you want from Brad's program? Oh, look at the extra muscles Brad gave me. I go, that's the destination? No, the destination is, I am powerful. I am healthy. I am strong. Huh, that's the destination. I didn't measure my biceps. I just measured the character and quality of my life. That was the destination. And Brad's work gets you to that destination. But first, you have to have the vision of the destination.
Oh my gosh, that's a great finish. It's so inspiring. And listeners, if you disagree with Bruce, guess what? You're correct, right?
Right.
I strongly disagree.
That's your choice. It's your choice. The whole damn thing was your choice.
That's right. That's
but
right.
if you don't like it, then
you're correct.
That's what Henry Ford said. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
You're right. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have the assignments to read The Honeymoon Effect and The Biology of Belief. And how else do we keep up with you? The website's great. I think everything's probably right there.
That's the point. The website, brucelipton.com, very simple. All the things that you have seen here, you can read, you can watch videos, listen to audio podcasts, all these things repeating. So it doesn't cost any money to do that.
Repetition, people.
Repetition. Get out there and start listening to Brad if you have a destination of health in mind.
Hey, thanks for the plug. Dr. Bruce Lipton, the one and only. Thank you for listening, everybody. Da, 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 da.